You to Cade Silvermoon for their generous donation on Patreon. Eventually, I realized that there's barely anyone walking alongside us. Wait, now that I've snapped back to reality, oh, there goes gravity. Isn't this... This is the shopping district Shoichi took me to a couple of weeks ago. You recognize it? It looks quite a bit different, right? What, is this really the same place? Shoichi smiles, looking over at the myriad of different tents. Even though this place already had a bunch of food tents and a few paper lanterns, it now feels even more festive. For one, there's a lot of more paper lanterns than before, at least 10 times more. And there are many more people than before too. They host a 7-day festival every year, beginning at the middle of April. They don't even know why anymore. Over the years, the reason for it was lost, but the tradition itself continued. I only found out last year when I ended up coming here to have some food and discovered it was the last day of the festival. So when I remembered, I immediately thought you might want to see it. A look at all the booths and tents that have been set up in the streets, mesmerized by all the different colors and smells. It's not as big as the city's Harvest Festival, but somehow it feels cozier. There's all kinds of food here. We can eat all you want. There's also a few games we can play. It's your call, really. He winks at me, smiling widely, or whiling smidely. What was it you said? I choose where we go, you choose what we do? I smile. Suddenly my mood skyrocketed. And I was already in a pretty good mood before. Damn, I can't wait to try some stuff here. Well, what do you want to do? We can play a few games, or we can go around to the festival grounds, trying out a bunch of different foods. We can also do a little bit of both, and I'm afraid we might miss some stuff if we do. Can we come back tomorrow and do whatever we didn't do today? Sorry, Cleveland, today is the last day of the festival this year. I didn't really remember about it before, and, well, even if I did, I wouldn't have the free time to come by any other day. It's fine, let's just think of something to do. We came here to have fun, right? Damn right! What do you want to do, then? Games or food? Like I said, we can try doing a little bit of both, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be better for us to just pick one and visit as many of the stands as types as we can. It's better than having two activities half done. Shoichi laughs, giving me a few taps on the back and moving his hand to the top of my head, tussling my fur. That's exactly what I think, Cleveland. So let's see, do we go with food or games? So we shall go with games. While I'm tempted to go on an eating spree, the truth is that I'm not really all that hungry. And after spending the whole afternoon on the arcade, I'm craving for more traditional games. I could eat most of these foods on the streets whenever I want anyway, but you can't find festival game booths everywhere. Ring tossing, rifle shootings, balloons scooping. I think I even saw a whack-a-mole booth at the back. Let's start with darts. One of the more underrated Yu-Gi-Oh! Villains. Oh, there's a darts booth just around the corner. How about you go play darts? Darts in a festival? I don't think I've ever seen that before. I shrug. Who cares? It sounds interesting. Have you ever even played darts in your life? No. Have you? No. That's why I don't want to play it now. Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Let's have our first time together. Do you even hear yourself when you talk? Huh? What do you mean? You just said something that sounded like... never mind. Let's just play darts. Yes! I throw a fist pump in the air, and Shoichi reacts with a sigh. I don't care if he's at 100% happy with it. If he says yes, then it's yes. We walk up to the darts booth and... Wait a second, this isn't darts. This is balloons and darts. There's a difference? Of course there's a difference. One is a festival game and the other is something you play in a pub. Oh, still want to play. Shoichi groans, rolling his eyes. Fine, let's just get this over with. Jeez, why are you so annoyed by a simple game of darts? Because it's darts. It's a stupid game played by stupid people who can't pick an actual game, so they just go with a skill game where you need to shoot a stupid pointy thing from your fingers. Okay, your favorite school festival game is rifle shooting, so really, what right do you have to complain about people liking to play darts? Get off your high horse, it's not that different. And B, you do realize the organizers are people playing in the booth playing in the booth, heard you, and are glaring at you, right? Shoichi turns around with a jump, seeing about a dozen angry faces turned his way. He starts bowing frantically. I'm sorry. I sneakily pull my phone out of my pocket and record a video of him bowing and apologizing. It ended up being almost 2 minutes long. This will be good material when I'm looking for a reason to tease him. When he's finally done, he walks up next to me, leaning his head against my shoulder and sighing several times. I feel as if I lost a few years off my life expectancy. This is what you get for running your mouth off in public. Ugh. Lesson learned, don't talk shit about people when they're in earshot of you. We both get in line to play the game. Despite how simple it is, there's quite a few people lining up to play. Since 3 people can play at a time, the line actually goes kind of fast. In about 10 minutes or so, it's already our turn. Hi, we'd like to get a game each. The clerk, a big bear with an unfriendly look on his face and a nasty scar on his forehead, looks at Shoichi and scowls. 2,000 yen. Shoichi blinks a few times, looking confused. 2,000 yen? But the sign says 2,000. Take it or leave. Oh, right. We'll take it. Shoichi's ears go down as he realizes that the man is overcharging him for his earlier comments. Well, as nasty as Shoichi's comments were, I don't think this guy has the right to do something like that. It's just mean. I don't like this clerk. He hands the man 4,000 yen. The bear looks down at his hand, huffs, and shakes his head. No, not for your friend. 2,000 just for you. For your friend, that's 500. The sign says 800. Is he undercharging me because I censored Shoichi? Shit, I changed my mind. I actually like this guy. He takes Shoichi's money after he corrects the amount and hands us both 10 darts. We're then led to separate dart boards and are asked to wait as they sub in new balloons to put in place of the ones that were popped. Once the boards are fixed, we're given an okay to start shooting. Alright, steady. I throw my dart, but it just flips in the air and hits a balloon uselessly on its side. The tip doesn't even come into contact with anything. The bear laughs and I feel my face and the tip of my ears going a bit hot. Still, I try to calm myself and try again. There, I popped it. Hey, this thing isn't as hard as I thought it'd be. It's actually kind of fun. Choose a prize. You can pick any one from the shelf and down. In the end, I managed to pop 9 balloons. I didn't miss any of my darts after the first one, so I could get the second highest tier of prize. The only thing I couldn't choose from were the seemingly rare collector's items figures that were still in their original box. Shoichi, on the other hand, I don't care, it's a stupid game anyway. The bear glares at him again, making Shoichi cower behind me and bow again. Sorry. He only hit a single dart, and it didn't even get a prize. How about that plushie over there? I point at the plush at the end of the second high shelf. The bear glances at it and cracks a smile when he sees it. Nice choice. He grabs the plush and gives it to me. A Shiba Inu plushie. Yeah, isn't it cute? Kinda looks like me, doesn't he? In that he's a Shiba Inu with brown eyes? Sure, on all their accounts, no. I stick my tongue out at him. Stop being nasty just because you didn't get any prizes. Shoichi looks away, making a humph sound and pouting. Here. I hand him my plush. You're giving it to me? Why? I shrug. You seemed upset that I've not gotten a prize, so I want you to have it. No offense, but this is a plush. The hell am I going to do with a plush? Fine, if you don't want it. No, it's mine. Shoichi quickly grabs it from my hand and hugs the plush close to his body. Jeez, if you wanted it so much, then why'd you have to act so disinterested? Shut up. Shoichi hides his face in the plush toy. Do you kids need a bag to carry this? Oh, sure, thanks. We packed the plush inside a large bag so it wouldn't get dirty as we walk around. And that'd be easier to carry and head on our merry way. What else should we do now? Well, they said that his favorite is rifle shooting, so we might as well do that. Let's try some rifle shooting. It used to be my favorite game when we were kids. Shoichi grins, putting a hand on his waist and looking incredibly smug. I kind of want to punch him for some reason. That was your favorite game? Oh man, then the fact that you never once beat me in it must have been infuriating. The gall! You want me to make a bet then, husky boy? Oh, that sounds interesting. What do you have in mind? We each buy 5 shots. The one with the most points in the end wins. And what does the winner get? Damn, thinking of an actual prize is kind of hard. Suddenly I see a mischievous smile appearing on his face, and I immediately start to regret all my life choices that led me to this point. Oh, maybe a bit overdramatic, but I'm seriously feeling the dread right now. How about the loser has to obey one absolute order from the winner? No. What? Why not? Afraid you'll lose? No, it's just the concept of an absolute order gives too much leeway for someone to utterly humiliate the other, so I'm going to refuse it out of principle. Besides, this sounds too much like the beginning of a porn manga plot. Oh, really? How is it that you know that? What? How is it that I know what? You know, how do you know it sounds like a porn manga plot? Shit. Oh, well, someone must have told me at some point, right? The winner suck from the loser. No, I don't think anyone we know is shameless enough to talk openly about reading porn, especially pornographic manga. Fuck. Read all sorts of things, okay? Shut up. Was I really just forced into admitting that I read porn? Shoichi breaks out into a laughing fit as if the whole idea is hysterical. Shut up. Don't be so hypercritical. You probably read it. I know you probably read it too. Alright, I'll stop. Ha ha ha. Cross my arms and look away. Damn, my cheeks feel a tad hot right now. So what's weird about it anyway? I'm a man. Of course I'd look at stuff like that every now and then. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that you cornered yourself that was pretty funny. If it makes you feel any better, I'll admit I also look at porn sometimes. Any healthy guy does. This does not make me feel any better. Well, too bad, because that's all you're getting. I put my hand on my forehead, shaking my head from side to side. Side to side. Talks about reading porn aside. We still need to agree on a bet. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, neither can I. Let me just go with old-fashioned money then. That sounds like that'd be best. Plus, I don't really want to give the mind that came up with the absolute order bet enough time to think of something else. How much should we bet? 6,000 yen? Too weak. Make it at least 12,000. I don't have as much money as you do. Oh, does that mean someone is afraid of losing? No, that means someone wants to be able to pay his part of the bet in case he ends up losing. He giggles, his tail swaying from side to side. Guess he's excited. Alright, 6,000 it is then. $60 on a bet, good lord. We both walk quickly to the nearest rifle shooting booth, not even caring enough to glance at the other's tents in the way. A clerk, a bull, notices approaching and immediately puts a customer service smile. Good evening, how may I help? 5 shots! We both shove money at his face, making the guy jump back in surprise that the 2 weird guys who suddenly came up to him and basically punched him in with a few bills. I'm sorry, what? Give us 5 shots. Each. Okay, that'll be 1,100 each. We quickly pay him and are presented with the rifles. Cork shooting. It says cork shooting. Pressure rifles. Not the most advanced or precise thing in the world, but then again, it's just a toy, so who cares? Shoichi and I position ourselves in adjacent booths. Good thing this one tent has two people can play at a time. You're going down, Cleveland. If you're as good at shooting as you are at trash talking, then I've got this one in the bag. We both smile, taking aim. 5,000, 6,000. There, it's all there. Thank you. Feel free to challenge me again when you feel like losing more money. Go eat a nail. Someone's in a prickly mood. In the end, I lost. Badly. Didn't miss any of my shots. Always going for the medium-sized targets worth 50 points each. Unfortunately, Shoichi only went for the smallest targets worth 100 points each, and he didn't miss any shots either. So in the end, he had doubled my score. It's so vexing. You don't like the feeling of losing that badly? You don't like the feeling of losing that badly? Well, then maybe you should try being bolder. You can't win by going with just what's safe. Always be on the offense. Always. Is there any place here that sells rope? Oh, rope, what for? So I can muzzle you with it. Well, what are you really getting that annoyed that you resort to threats of physical violence? I'm not at physical violence yet. Physical violence is what'll come next if you keep this going for even one more minute. Alright, I'll shut up, Jesus. Might have been a tad harsh. Then again, he's a sore winner. I don't suppose you want to play anything after this. I do. Oh, really? Yeah, I need to wash the sour taste of defeat from my mouth. Well, then complain that I'm putting you down. You seem to do a good enough job of that on your own. Shush! I'll just choose another game. Fine, whatever you say, your highness. Let's see, what else should I pick? How about... No, wait! I jump back in surprise as Shoichi suddenly calls my attention. Well, what is it? Did you look at what time it is? We've been playing for a good while already. Really? I put my phone in my pocket and lo and behold, we've already been playing for almost an hour. I guess all the time waiting in lines and walking around looking at booths really took a chunk of our time. There's a few other things I wanted to do with you before we left, so we should probably stop for today if we're going to do those. Alright. You sure you're okay with that? I shrug. Sure, as long as there's a plan, then there's no reason for me to say no. Shoichi smiles, nodding. His tail wags like a feather duster behind his back. Right, let's go then. We spend over an hour walking around the festival grounds, looking over a bunch of different stands and their products. We see things like earrings, dolls, figures, and paintings. All kinds of products up for sale that who want to take something home. Even though we told ourselves that we'd only be looking around, we end up with quite a few bags to carry around. I myself bought some things for my mom and my brother, a necklace for and a few earrings for my mom, and some anime figures I found for sale in a tent for Aki. While I myself am pretty satisfied with all this, my wallet cries for the sudden spending spree. I don't think I can spend even one more yen. Oh, come on, we haven't even looked at over half the place. Of course we haven't, and we won't even if we try. This place is huge, and the night won't last much longer. Right. It's already starting to get late. The festival will probably be over soon. By the way, what are they going to do for the last day of the festival? Will there be a fireworks show? I wish. That'd be pretty cool to see, but unfortunately there aren't going to be any fireworks. Aw, why not? Tradition, I guess. This festival has never hosted a fireworks display, and they don't intend to. Boo! I pouted, prompting Shoichi to laugh at me. Don't be like that. Even if there's no fireworks to be seen, you still had fun, right? I guess. Are we going to be heading home now, then? Not yet. There's one more thing I want to do with you before we go. Really? What is it? Goldfish scooping. I said gold. Yeah, I heard. Shoichi pouted, staring accusingly at me. You should at least show some sort of excitement. Sorry, no. Why would we want to do that again? Come on, pretty please. I really wanted to play. Can't we do something else? I want to play. Alright, shut up. Shoichi immediately quiets down, frozen in place. I sigh, making sure to make it a long, exasperated sigh. Jeez, you can be such a baby sometimes. Fine, we can play your little game. Yes! Shoichi fist pumps, looking incredibly excited at the prospect. All this just because we're going to try goldfish scooping? But just so you know, I don't intend to play. Oh, it's fine. I didn't expect you to anyway. I just really wanted to try it out this year. It was easier than I thought. I really expected him to insist that I play. Alright, good guys, follow my lead. Wait, Shoichi! Should've just ran ahead. No way in hell am I gonna run after him. I'll just walk there at a leisurely pace. Wait, where is the fish scooping tent again? Am I lost? I'm screwed, aren't I? There you are! After about 15 minutes of walking around, I was finally able to spot the tall husky amidst the crowd. So this is where the fish scooping tent was. Cleveland, where were you? Jeez, don't get wandering off on your own like that. You end up getting lost. I didn't want to hear that from you! Hey, why are there so many people at a simple fish scooping tent? Come to think of it, this area of the festival has been packed with people since early morning. Hey, Shoichi, I can't really see. What is everyone staring at? Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you, didn't I? Forgot to tell me what? Stop playing the pronoun game with me. The fish scooping tent is a special prize this year. Take a look for yourself. Shoichi pushes his way around the crowd, opening enough room for me to walk to the front of the group. Beautiful, isn't he? That's an emerald-colored goldfish. Because he looks like he's shimmering, and he looks like he's shimmering when he swims around. That's why I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to see if I can get that one. People have been coming over here since the first day trying to get him, but it looks like that fish is really hard to capture. And because almost everyone has been trying to get him, most of the other fishes haven't been caught either. In the end, this tent has managed to turn up a huge profit without even going to give out much product. Brilliant, isn't it? Huh. Guess now it makes at least a little sense as to why he wanted to come here. At least he had a reason for other than, I want to play wah. I'll admit, it's a really beautiful fish. So, why aren't you trying to catch it? I am. I'm waiting for my number to get called. Your number? Shoichi pulls his wallet out of his pocket and pulls out a piece of paper with the number 487 written on it. Apparently there was some other people fighting to try to get the emerald fish first, so now they're only allow one person at a time to try. And there's a wait list? Yep, I should be getting called pretty soon. 487. Speak of the devil, it's my turn now. Wish me luck. Shoichi walks up to the chubby tanuki lady and hands her a piece of paper with his number on it. She gives him a small bamboo scoop with a paper net. The thing with this game is that since the net is made of paper, it dissolves in the water. So you can't be too forceful, otherwise you'll break the net. But you can't be too slow either, otherwise the net dissolves. Shoichi walks up to me with his net in hand. Seriously, wish me luck. They're not allowing anyone to join in the line anymore since it's close to closing time, and there are already 50 other people waiting. Holy shit, you only get one shot? Shoichi nods. Good luck! And too bad they're not allowing more people to try. Now that I saw him, I kind of wanted to have the fish. He nods again, swallowing hard and walking to the pool. He crouches in front of the emerald fish as it swims idly by. Every time he swims, it seems like he's shimmering in a different palette of colors. It's beautiful. Shoichi stares the fish down, slowly moving towards the water with his scoop. In the other hand is a glass of water in which he can drop the fish. The reason being that if he manages to get the fish out of the water, the net will still break after a few seconds. If he can't get the fish inside the glass water when he does, the fish will either fall back into the pool or fall on the ground. Of course, you don't want the fish to fall on the ground. They provide people with glasses of water to drop the fish inside when they happen to catch them. Shoichi seems to be waiting for something, not quite sure what. He dips his net into the water with a very swift movement, and I see a green shape falling inside his glass. Everyone in the crowd immediately goes deathly silent. Even Shoichi himself isn't muttering a single word, just standing there with his eyes wide. Not even he believes he got it. Suddenly the entire crowd erupts in cheers and clapping. The sound is so loud that I nearly go deaf. Shoichi jumps in from the spot he was crouching in on, seemingly on more shock than I am. Of course, from the corner of my eyes, I see a few angry people throwing their tickets away, probably unhappy that someone got it before them. The tanuki later walks up to Shoichi, taking the glass with the fish from his hand and putting him in a plastic bag for carrying. She takes the fish back to Shoichi. He bows to her, I suppose he's thanking her, and then starts walking my way. Come with me. Shoichi grabs me by the arm and pulls me through the crowd and away from the commotion. Shoichi, wait! Shoichi continues pulling me without a single word or explanation. We end up out of the festival grounds and in a deserted alleyway. Shoichi finally lets go of my hand. Are you going to tell me what this is about? Jeez. Sorry. Shoichi looks away, scratching the back of his head awkwardly. I'd prefer an explanation over an apology. I just saw a bunch of bad-looking men giving us the evil eye after I got the fish, so I kind of wanted to get out of there. I don't think they'd try to steal it, but you can never be too careful. Why would they try to steal a fish? Shoichi shrugs. Never underestimate stupidity. You declare something as one of a kind, and the looks get pretty, and it looks kind of pretty, and suddenly people will do anything to get it. There were people who actually tried stealing the fish right from the pool. You didn't notice the security surrounding the place? No. And frankly, the idea of hiring bodyguards for a fish is so ludicrous I can't even wrap my head around it. Well, anyway. Shoichi's face goes red as he scratches his cheek, looking away from me. Then, here you go. He hands me the plastic bag with the pretty fish. What? I'm giving this to you. Why? Weren't you looking forward to getting this? Wait, is this because I said I wanted to try getting him? I didn't mean I wanted you to give it to... Cleveland, I know you didn't mean that. Shoichi looks me dead in the eye. From the very beginning, I wanted to get him for you. What? I'm seriously confused right now. You're giving me a fish? I mean, yeah, he's a gorgeous fish and all, but it's a fish. I guess it kind of sounds dumb without context, doesn't it? No offense, but I doubt it'd sound any better even with context. Well, you remember Yamato? What, you mean that one character from fucking Lagoon Lounge? Yamato? Wait, my pet goldfish Yamato? You had him a long time ago when we were still kids. When was that? 7, 8 years ago? Something like that? I remember that you loved Yamato a lot. You'd care for him every day, and you'd even talk to him. Of course, I was really jealous of him, but I still found him pretty cute. I always wanted to try feeding him, but you wouldn't let me. You said I'd do it wrong and hurt Yamato. So one day, when you left to go grocery shopping like your mom asked you to, I decided to feed him. Wait, I seem to remember something like that. Was that when... And I thought to myself, fish food is so boring, I'm sure Yamato would like chocolate more. So I got some chocolate from the fridge and chopped it into small pieces. And I don't know if he choked or poisoned him or some other thing, but Yamato died less than half an hour later. Shoichi looks down at the ground, looking almost as if he's in pain. I didn't know what to do, because I knew you'd be devastated when you got home, and then, less than 5 minutes later, you arrived. You cried so much once you realized Yamato was dead. I kept apologizing over and over, and you didn't care. You just kept crying. I seem to remember something like that happening. Honestly, it was so long ago that I barely remember Yamato at all. My mom bought you a new goldfish since I was the one who killed Yamato, but you just wouldn't have him. We ended up returning him to the store after you refused to take care of him. I've always felt guilty about that. Shoichi, that was 8 years ago. I barely even remember that nowadays. Despite his face still being contorted in a weird but complicated look, Shoichi attempts to smile. The look on his face is almost heartbreaking. Maybe. But that always stuck with me. There weren't many times in our lives that I've seen you cry, but that was the only time you cried because of something I did. I always felt awful about that. When I saw the announcement that they'd be having that fish as a prize, I wanted to come here with you to try to get him and gift him to you. I know you might think it's silly, and honestly I don't blame you, but I'd really like it if you'd have him. Shoichi grabs one of my arms and lifts it up, putting the fish bag safely in my hand. This is my way of apologizing after all these years. Sorry I killed your fish. I don't even know what to say. This is one of the weirdest acts of kindness someone has ever shown me. You didn't have to do this, you know. It's not like I carried a grudge for all these years. I know that. You're not the type to hold grudges. You're way too nice for that. I know it might be selfish, but this is for my sake more than anything. I've Always felt bad about that. I figured this would be a way to bury the hatchet. If I could get you this one-of-a-kind goldfish, then maybe I could feel like I did enough to warrant the forgiveness you gave me all those years ago. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Perhaps, but I'd still like for you to accept this gesture anyway. You're a dork. But alright, I'll accept it. Shoichi laughs. I didn't even realize how on edge I was about him looking so gloomy until I noticed how relieved I suddenly feel to see him laughing. That I am. And thanks for accepting this gift and for forgiving me all those years ago. I lift the fish bag up to eye level, looking at the shimmery emerald goldfish as it swims lazily inside it. This doesn't look nearly as lively as he did in the pool, that's for sure. What should I call him? Shoichi puts his hand on his chin, looking pensive. How about Yamato, in honor of the fallen one? You're a huge dork. But that's not a bad idea. I look at the fish again, talking directly to him. From now on, you'll be known as General Yamato the Great. What do you think of that? He starts swimming more rapidly in his bag. He seems pleased with his name. You think so? As idiotic as the whole thing was, I can't help but be a little excited about it. I kind of remember lovingly caring for Yamato all those years ago. Maybe those feelings are coming back? By the way, what's that sound? Huh? Shoichi's ear twitches. Is that... After we stayed silent for a moment, I realized that I kept hearing this sound. For once, I focused on it. Rain? We walked to the edge of the alleyway we're in and noticed that it's raining outside in the streets. Damn, it started raining while we were in here. I guess the rain doesn't get inside because of the awnings. Doesn't this mean we're trapped here until the rain passes? Sounds like it. And it seems like the rain is getting stronger too. Phone's out of signal. Already? Jeez, is this a storm coming out of nowhere? Seems like it. What a bad time for something like this to happen. How did we not notice it starting to rain? Shoichi shrugs. I suppose we were too distracted. Plus the inside of the alley, you could barely hear it raining. Except now we can. Really loud, in fact. Yeah, it's really getting a lot stronger. It keeps getting louder and louder by the passing second. We have no choice but to just wait for it to pass. Shoichi and I stand in silence for a few minutes waiting for the rain to pass. We could be talking about something, anything, but no conversation seems to come to mind. 10 minutes pass, then 20, then 30. We barely say a word during all this time. And the rain just continues to pick up and get stronger. Doesn't look like it'll pass anytime soon. Shoichi is almost screaming, but his words still come out muffled by the deafening sound of the rain. Yeah. I keep staring out into the street. Every now and then we see someone carrying an umbrella and passing through. The flow of people was heavier right after it started raining, when it seems like people that were in the festival were fleeing from the rain. But now, it's barely even a trinkle. No one's come by in the past 5 minutes. Hey, Cleveland. I faintly hear Shoichi calling me, even though he's right next to me. I also feel his hand brush against mine. I turn around to look at him, but his eyes are glued to the floor. His face looks a bit red, but that could be my imagination. Thanks for coming with me today. Did he just thank me? I'm not sure I understood correctly, but I'll just go along with what I think I heard. You're welcome. I had fun. Why is he talking so quietly anyway? He needs to speak louder if I'm going to hear him correctly. By the way, Cleveland. Yeah? Speak louder, goddammit. You. What? I could only make out the words you. Stupid Rain. What'd you say? Oh, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. Really? You. It was nothing. Forget about it. Jeez, now he speaks so I can hear him? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to ask him about it again. God damn it. You sons of bitches. Probably not important anyway. Yeah, not important at all. Still, Shoichi keeps looking down at his feet. And why does his face look so red? In the end, Shoichi and I stood in silence for the next half hour, waiting for the rain to stop so we could go home. Fuck. We'll see what all we do in the next episode, but until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the trained and professional, speaking for the voices in my head when I say, fare thee well. Bye, everyone.